Hello, 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 my friends, family, saints, and ain'ts. Happy Thursday. Let's have a radiant wrap where we talk about the things that I believe are necessary for you to be healthy and whole, including rest, activity awareness, diet introspection, agua, note taking, and training. I wanted to ask you, are you a person who doesn't eat a lot but can't get to a healthy weight? You know what? I was over in Orlando this week. It was great. It was really business. Um, and I can work from anywhere. So that's amazing. And so I went over there with Kevin, who had business over there. I went over to Disney Springs. So I just wanted to mention that if you're not aware of it, or if you're visiting Orlando, that's a nice destination to go. It's one of the very few places that you can go where you're not even going to have to pay to park. Don't have to pay to park, and you can just walk around this time of the year, unless you get one of those crazy days where it's really chilly. We did have a few of those, or really rainy. Every now and then we have a few of those. Unless you get one of those days, it's a perfect time of the year. It's not too hot, it's not too crowded. And yeah, I enjoyed my time just walking around Disney Springs. Okay. The subject at hand: when you don't eat a lot, but you can't get to a healthy weight. Is that you? Or do you feel like you don't really eat that much, you struggle? Or maybe if you think like, already not eating a lot, but if I cut down just a little more, then that weight would come off. And so you cut down a little more, a little more, a little more, skipping meals, hardly eating at all, don't even really have an appetite that much because you just skip so many meals. Is that you? Are you at a loss of what to do? You just don't even know what to do anymore. And it's not worth it to you, because if you do anything more, you're giving up all the foods you love, and then you have to live this boring, miserable life. Do you feel that way? By the way, I eat foods that I like. Like, I had some fries the other day. Just happened to be at the resort that we were staying at. They made some really hot ones. I can't get hot fries sometimes, but that's one of my pleasures that I like. I like every now and then to get good fries. I had not gotten good French fries in I don't know how long, a long time. But these were hot. The hot where it's like you gotta kind of do like that to get it till it cools off in your mouth. I was so happy. So um, just sharing that I do eat foods that I enjoy, and so can you. Okay. But let me just say this: if any of those things apply to you, any of those, you're not alone. And a lot of my clients, these are things that they struggle with. Over the years, I've heard all of those things, and I work with people that are dealing with those things. And so I just I just jotted down a possibilities. Few possibilities, okay? The first one, might as well get it out the way. Not saying this is you, so don't have to be defensive, but it could be. It's possible that you're in denial. It's possible that you're eating way more than you think you're eating. Okay? Just saying. A lot of times, I mean, even in my free assessments, I'll do an assessment and I'll find that a person or maybe even I won't even find out in the assessment, but once we get into the program, I find out they're eating way more, and they find out they're eating way more because they're being more intentional about it, and they're just not like unconsciously putting stuff in their mouth, being more aware. So that's number one, just being in denial. Okay. I'm gonna assume that most of you listening to this, you'll say that's not you. Okay, so we'll move on. Number two, as we age, typically, almost always, you need less calories. And that's for a whole number of reasons. Some I'm going to get into as I go through the list. So in your mind, you may be thinking, I eat 25% less than what I used to eat. If you're 75% less active, then still you're eating more. Okay, so that's one thing. Just you're not eating as much, but if your lifestyle is so much more sedentary than it used to be, then you're still netting overeating. Just saying. Okay, so it can all be relative. Sometimes we emotionally eat and don't realize the amount of calories that we're actually consuming. That's a possibility. Like we're eating and the macros are off. The macronutrients. So macronutrients, this is a big one. Macronutrients are all. Macronutrients are basically your carbohydrates, your fats, and your carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Those are your macronutrients. And if they're way out of balance, you can eat very little, but still you're overeating. Let me explain. I can eat, and I do eat, huge amount, big bowl of salad or vegetables, huge, right? And it may be 300, 400 calories for this much compared to one Popeye's chicken wing. One is 200 calories. One. So if you have 6 chicken wings from Popeyes, that's 1,300 calories, right? So that's a little teeny amount of food, but the calories are off the chart. And 60% of the calories, over half of the calories of the Popeye chicken wing is fat. And there's a lot of sodium, which causes inflammation. So it's all relative what we eat. You can eat a very little bit, but if what you're eating, and that is a problem for a lot of people that I've worked with over the years, and I just, in general, this is just, I see it all the time. The portions of food that you eat, the content has way more fat. Or okay, here's another good one. Okay, yeah, you eat salad, right? That's all you eat is salad. But if you're eating a salad, right, with the buffalo shrimp, with the whatever marinated sauce, and the shrimp has a high fat content, and then it's marinated in some heavily sodium salt, and then you have the cheese, and you have the eggs, and you have the croutons and the bacon bits, and then hi Aunt Gwenny. And then so a lot of time, and I've done it too, like some of my favorite salads over the years at different restaurants, they're like 1,200 calories, 1,300, 1,400 calories with all the strips and all that. So just because you're eating a salad doesn't mean it's a healthy salad. And usually it's like many times, quite often, I have to ask for extra greens because the salad doesn't have a whole lot of greens. And typically it's like iceberg lettuce and it's a little bit, and then all the other stuff. Okay. So high with the macros off, high fat content, high sodium content. That might be a reason why you're eating little small amounts of food, but you're unable to release the extra weight because your choices, right, are quite often not the best. Not that you can't ever have those things, but it can't be like the regular consistent thing, which brings me to the next one, the binge eating. Because often when you are starving yourself, your body can only take that for so much. So at least once or twice a week, you binge. And then you're taking in a bunch of calories at that binge. But the rest of the week, you don't. That's not the same as, oh, every once. And so then in our mind, we think, oh, I only eat things I like once a week. But if you're binging, that's not helpful. And the body is so clever. It knows it's not getting the nutrients it needs. It will hold on to fat, store it because you're starving it. Like you skipped so many meals, you're not hungry that often. So your body gets used to, you're not hungry that often. Our body will adapt to whatever. That's why if we get a cocaine addiction, our body will say, you need cocaine. Our body don't need no, but it will get, so if you starve the body, it'll get used to, oh, I'm not hungry. Oh, you don't like water? Oh, I'm not thirsty, because your bodies will start to adapt to whatever. Once you get to that threshold where, okay, I have to have nutrients, then you overeat and your body will hold on to that food, store it, because it doesn't know when you're going to nourish it again. And you're asking a lot. Hey, Siobhan, how are you, honey? You're asking so much. We ask so much of our bodies. We want our bodies to move and do what we want it to do. And we ask it to think, and we ask it to rip and run and go here and there and do this and that. And it's a lot of demands if we're not fueling it properly. Another reason we may have a little bit of food that we eat and we're not able to get to a healthy weight is that we drink our calories. Often we waste our calories on sugary drinks or alcohol, because alcohol has more calories than carbohydrates, even fat. So if you're consuming alcohol, if you are you like Coca-Colas, or you like lemonade, or you like whatever drink you like, sugary drinks you like, even fruit juices have a lot of sugar. So you might not be eating, but you may be drinking your calories. Okay. All right. Also, yay, I'm glad you're doing well, Siobhan. Also, I'm just talking about, Siobhan, when we don't have a lot of calories in our diet, or we don't feel like we're eating a lot, but we are unable to release weight. So I've already given like 5 or 6 reasons why. So I have just a couple more. Another is lack of sleep. If we're not giving our body enough opportunity to recover, part of our needs, our body's needs, which is why that's in the Radiant formula. Rest is number one in the Radiant formula. We need that. So are we supposed to eat 3 times a day? Not necessarily. So that's somewhat of a, just like, are we supposed to exercise 1 hour a day? Not necessarily. You might eat twice a day, or you might eat 5 times a day. The point is actually fueling your body and meeting your body's needs. As we age, we don't need as many calories as we were younger for a whole number of reasons. Hormonal reasons, we're not as active as we used to be. Our digestive system, kind of slows down. Our metabolism slows down. So if we're still eating the way we did when we were younger, we're going to hold on to those calories more. Which one's a big one for you, Siobhan? Oh, you're welcome, Aunt Gwenny. I was so happy to see your twin this week and looking forward to him being able to come home to Jersey. So here's another one. I got just a couple more and then I'm out. The gut biome may be imbalanced. There may be an imbalance in the bacteria of your gut. That's the microbiome in the gut. You have good bacteria, you have bad bacteria. When you have the bad bacteria, too much of it, and we need some of it, but when we have too much of it, some of it is candida, we crave things like sugar. So then maybe we figure, okay, we're not going to eat a lot of the high nutrient stuff, but we're eating the breads, the crackers, just a few, but that's what we eat. And that bad bacteria feeds on sugar. Now, that's one of the products that I have is the Trebiotic to help with that balance of the gut biome. So if that is you're having gut issues, all kinds of stuff, bloating, just hard to digest food, things like that, then you may need to have our product is pre, pro, postbiotic. That's why it's called Trebiotic. That's what makes it the best. And I actually use that every day. And I've recommended it to some of my clients and customers that have these imbalances. Their bloating has gone away. They have less discomfort. They don't crave all those things as much. And so that can be helpful. So that helps. The hormonal imbalance, which is one of the things that I'm so excited. I've been talking up a lot about. A hormonal imbalance is what happens with a lot of us women when we're going through different phases of our life and our cycle. And I'm so glad we're starting to have more conversations about it. And we're actually coming out with a whole new category of product for hormonal health, because that's going to help clear up a whole lot of the difference in the hormonal imbalance. And that includes not being able to sleep. If you're post menopausal, right, that's one of the symptoms. So all those type of things can throw off our ability to release weight, just a hormonal imbalance. So rest, Siobhan. Yeah. And so that could be, Siobhan, related to a hormonal imbalance. That just is one that I'm looking forward to trying the product myself. I wasn't able to get it yet, and I was supposed to have it by now. But some of the women who have tried it, that's one of the big things that they're finding that they're able to, I'm talking about women that are postmenopausal, they're able to sleep. They're able to sleep, and they feel, even women that were feeling good, they're feeling so much better. Feeling so much better. And so the last one, I think I already mentioned this one, just eating less food because our body will hold on to when we eat less food, our body holds on to the calories. So those are some of the things. Does anyone have any questions? That was a lot. Hey, Nessie. That was a lot. But these are all, and I probably didn't even think of all of them. But that was about 10 reasons why we can feel like we're not eating as much, but we're still unable to get to a healthy weight. So if we address some of these things, then it'll help us. And if you want, to have a conversation with me about your specific situation, I'm so happy to help. I'll talk to you and, see if we can come up with a plan together to help you with that. But those are some, whether you see me or not, that's some information for you so that as you move forward, you can consider. All right? Yay, good, Steve. Glad to hear. You know what? One other thing I wanted to mention, Steve, I think I had mentioned it to your wife too, is that you all know I teach classes, right? Virtually, right? And that you could come to those classes. Just saying, okay? So we got to still keep moving. And a little bit, do what we can. Start where you are. Do what you can. You have greatness inside of you, my friends. I believe in you. Even if you're watching this in the replay, if you have questions, let me know. If you have other scenarios that I didn't mention here, put it in the chat. Let's talk about it. Or if you have another topic that you'd like us to discuss on a Thursday, or you'd like me to go over, or something that is of interest to you, let me know that too. All right. I love you. There's not a thing that you can do about it. I love you, and I want you to be healthy and whole. Have a great day. Bye for now.